So guys, we got this 2006 Pathfinder that when you put it in the drive, it doesn't say in the bottom that it's in drive. Like, it probably won't do it now. Let's see. Yeah, so it doesn't tell us what gear we're in right now. But if you restart the car, it'll tell you what gear you're in. As soon as you put it in drive, all these lights come up on the dash and it defaults to like third gear. And we get these codes. We get Comm circuit, steering angle, all these shift solenoids. Let's see if we can clear it right now. I don't know if we can clear this while it's running. Now, let's see if we can shut this off and restart it. Okay, so now okay, so it's still not working. Let's see if we can clear these codes real quick. See what clears. Hopefully this will go fast because this battery is completely dead. Let's see. I don't have the key all the way on. Okay, so we got this CAN network issue. And now it's a no start. Why are we in a no start right now? Okay, so the plot thickens. Now we're in a crank no start. Okay guys, so let's see what our codes are. I'll probably have to hook jumper cables up because I have a feeling this is going to die. It's only ran for like 10 minutes. We have a bunch of codes right now. I wonder if maybe we have a bad ground or something, or a bad connection. Because I literally moved the car from over in the sun, over in the shade, because it's like 95 degrees outside today. I don't know why we have this security light, unless like the instrument cluster is causing it not to start. But yeah, like you could put it in third or second and drive the car fine. You put it in the drive, all the lights would come up, and it would cause it to be stuck in like third gear. Difference of key. Does it matter which way you put the key in? Oh, there we go. Okay, so everything came back up. Let's see what we got here. So I don't like how we have this CAN communication circuit codes in all the modules. Let's do a health report again. Yeah, it looks like we're just gonna have the same codes. So I'm gonna mess around with this a little bit more and see what's going on. Okay guys, so I realized something. So we communicate with the ECM, ABS, instrument cluster, transfer case control module, body control module, SRS, and IPDM. Okay, I came on here, I started highlighting the ones that were setting the codes, and I noticed that all these have a diagnostic K line. So I wonder if they're communicating on the K line. I don't really know how Nissans work. But if you look at these other modules, like, well, the BCM says normal. But we'll have to see if we can communicate with the BCM. And this one. Like, these look like the only two modules that we can communicate that don't have a K line. So I wonder if the network's down. I'll have to get out my breakout box. We'll scope the network. So we have issues with that. Like, I'm assuming. Actually, I don't know what the instrument cluster is called. I don't know if the instrument cluster is the combination meter or if it's something else. That's another terminology I gotta find, because they got this display control unit that's with navigation. We don't have navigation, but the airbag has a K line, ABS has a K line, engine computer has a K line, transfer case has a K line. So I'm wondering if like part of the network's down. And then when I looked up this U1001, they both say ECM cannot communicate with other modules. So that could be why we're going into some kind of limp mode. So I'm gonna get the scope out and we'll scope this CAN network. So guys, when I do a system scan to see what it can communicate with, these are the only modules it says it can communicate with. I gotta see if the trans computer is part of it or not, or a part of the ECM or not. But I did just notice, oh, you know what, is that just a bad connection? Did I break might have broke my breakout box, because we had lost the cam low there. At least that's something to keep in mind. So guys, I figured I'd come in here and see if I can bi-directional control stuff. If you do the fuel pump on and off, you can hear the clicking. Okay, so I tried that. Came on here going to cooling fan. So I can do the cooling fan. Hear the relay click for low, high. But we don't have a fan coming on. So that's odd. And then what else did I try? Oh, let's go back underneath there. Situation test. I tried this cooling temp sensor. So I figured, let's see if like the instrument cluster will react or something. See what's communicating. Like it says 206 right now. Now this did overheat while it was sitting here. I don't know why. I heard coolant come out, so I quick shut it off. But it says we're at 206, right? So I tried this like quick down. I even tried just going down manually. So the gauge never moves when I do that. I even tried going up. Stops at 230 and it just never moves. It doesn't even like move slowly. So I'm gonna see if I can go in the instrument cluster, see if I can do some controls with that. It's just weird because the only thing that I can do is check the CAN network at each module. I think we're gonna have to go after this CAN network because I went in the instrument cluster. Let's see. So if I cycle the key, go to read fault codes, we have CAN network. Clear fault codes. It's still there. Like it's a hard fault. So like even if I cycle the key and I go to read fault codes, boom, it's there. Let's see if it detects the shifter at all. Let's put my foot on the brake. I don't want to start it up since it overheated. Is it no reverse? Let's see. Doesn't even know that I'm pressing the brake. It's neutral. Okay, so it knows the brake switch. But you can hear the interlock also working. But it doesn't know. Let's start it up real quick. Let's see. Yeah, so it knows none of the ranges. So our CAN network has to be completely down. Let's go back to the ECM real quick. I want to try turning on the fan. Let's see, ECM. So we get no fan. And we could hear the relay click earlier. I can hear the relay click now. So I'm going to also look up this. I'm going to look up this fan and see if we can go after this, why this fan ain't turning on. We hear the relay, so we'll look up powers and ground. Just go to something simple real quick and make sure everything's good. So here's our cooling fan circuit. We got this ignition relay that feeds. I think this might be the IPDM right here. So I'm wondering if maybe we don't have power going out to something. Like if something's bad, if we can communicate with it because of backfeeding or something weird. But E9, it's the same ground that is shared for both of these. So I guess we could check if we have power going to the cooling fan. And if we don't, then it's the feed into this, probably. But I would think the car wouldn't start though if we didn't have a ground. But it also shows the CAN network. Yeah, these share the CAN. I don't know, I guess we'll check that out first, see why this fan ain't working. It could be a bad fan, who knows? But we gotta prove what it isn't first. Okay guys, so I tested the wires right here. I put liquid electrical tape back on, but I was able to light a 10 amp headlight bulb. So yeah, I tested it here. I was able to light the headlight bulb, so that fan's bad. But I also noticed that it has a mechanical fan, but the radiator and the coolant reservoir are empty, so that's gonna have to be fixed. So I'm gonna try to go after this network issue. I guess we can try to go after the IPDM back here and see how the CAN network looks like, or looks over here. Since it's all open like this, maybe it got corroded or something. So I'll look up a diagram for that and then we'll go there from there. Guys, I just lifted up the IPDM. Look at this under here. Look at this. I don't know what that wire's for, but it doesn't look too happy. Or is that just a splice? That's all chewed up. Whatever that wire's for. You can see the red coming off of it. So I'll lift that up and I'm going to look at it, see what it actually does, see if there's any more damaged wires in there. So guys, now I can communicate with TCM. I didn't have the TCM before. Look at that. Now nothing's really complaining about it but the all-wheel drive module, so let's clear this. What just happened? I thought I pressed clear. So now the all-wheel drive is saying CAN network. Let's see if we can put this in gear, like, will it tell us what gear we're in? Like reverse. Drive. Okay, second is the lowest it goes. Okay, so that works. Let's see. I think my stuff's out of the way. So we got reverse, drive. Oh, there it went. Did you guys see how that all came up? So let's shut this key off. Let's shut this off. I don't want to run too long since we don't have coolant. Let's do a health report again. See what modules are yelling at us. Look at that. They all came up and we lost the TCM, I think. So the TCM, oh, we have the TCM. So is it our TCM that's doing it, or is it the transfer case module that's doing it? I should probably scope the network at the same time. I'm gonna put this load and we'll go back through it. So guys, nothing else complains. Like the ABS I think has that steering angle position sensor code. But nothing complains when you start it up after you clear all the codes. So I'm wondering if we got like bad powers and grounds going to like the transmission control module and it's pulling down the network. Because I just replaced the transmission, so I need to find out where this transmission control module lives. Because that's the only module that's disappearing that I can see. Yeah, see, now we have it. So we gotta figure out where this transmission control module is. I'm gonna print out the diagram for that. Shut the key off. So guys, I noticed a problem. So right now we're in park, okay? It says we're in reverse. I don't know if that's normal. When we move it down to reverse, it says reverse. Pull it down to neutral. And now it says drive. Move it down to drive. It says 3. See, it's off. I wonder if this is part of the reason. So you move it down to 3. There's 2. 3, drive. See, it doesn't show neutral. Go to reverse. Let's see, can we get it in neutral? Part. See, now it'll start. Well, that's not good. So now we're not getting our codes. I think there's a wiring issue. Yeah, there it went. Look, and we lost communication. Look at that, we can't even communicate with it. That's what's happening. We're losing communication with our TCM. Look at that. Shut it off. Let's see if we can get our communication back. No, there's a whole bunch of tape on the wires down there. That's our whole issue. We're losing communication with TCM. Crazy. Let me, I think I'm going to clean up some of this stuff. And then maybe I'll get something to drink and then we'll come back and look at this. So guys, I just found out that this, I guess the harness was different for this trans. So they twisted the wires together up here. That's why you see the green tape, because I was asking them about that. And they have a new cable in there. But I wonder if it's not put together right, and that's the whole issue, because as soon as you put in drive, we lose communication. So I'm gonna see if maybe I can get the wires down, and we'll see if we can see if there's an issue. But man, so guys, I found out that they just twisted the wires together up here. Probably hard to see. They said I can pull the harness up. I guess I might have to unclip it down below, and then I can pull it up, and where I see the green tape or whatever, the harness is just twisted together. They said the connectors were different or something. I don't know. They insist that this trans all work in here. I guess the connectors were different. So they just cut all the wires and just twisted together and put tape over it. So I'm going to try to get the harness back up, and we'll see if we can fix it. So guys, I untaped the wrong harness, so I'm going to untape this one. They said this is the one that goes to the top of the transmission. And we'll see if we can find the issue. So guys, this is what we got. We got a whole bunch of wires just taped together and twisted. I'm going to take all this tape off. Although I don't know why there's a black going to two blacks right here, and then there's a red and black going to two reds and blacks. So I got to see what they actually feed on this connector, because they changed the connector. And they have another harness over here. But I didn't see two reds with a black tracer in here. So now I'm wondering, like what is going on here? Big variables right now. Okay guys, these bottom ones must be factory style because it's the same style as that other one. So I'm gonna retape these back up right here so we ignore them, and I'll run tape up this whole wire right here just to eliminate this so I don't go back to it, and we'll come up here to the top because he said all he did was twist them together, so he didn't crimp them like this. This has to be factory, and it has that tape on there. So hopefully this ain't too like blocky for you guys, because my phone's got really hot sitting here in the sun. But if you look at this wire, this is the white wire. I don't know why it has like this green tint to it, but there's only one strand. This goes to the CAN network. Let me show you guys real quick. So right here, violet turns to white, and then this is our data link connector. So I bet you that's why you're having issues communicating with it. Just one strand of wire. I guess we'll find out once I get this done. Okay guys, so I got it all put together now. Seems like pretty good connections. I'm gonna wrap this in tape, and then we'll put the loom back on. So guys, I got it put all back together, and then I went and put it in drive, and then we lost everything again. Now it won't communicate with the TCM again. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go underneath, and we'll probe these wires, and we'll see if we're missing like a power ground, or if we're losing the network, because now we should have a good connection going down there. I just wonder if it's a bad TCM. So guys, I probed the red and black wire right there, and then I hooked it up to my headlight bulb right here. And sorry, it's hard to show you guys. And when I connect these, let's see, headlight bulb lights. So our power is good on that one. I'm going to check the power on the other one, and I'm going to leave it connected. I'm going to check our grounds, load test our grounds, and if our grounds are good, then our TCM should be alive. And then I'll go on to the other stuff like the CAN, and see if we can wake this thing up or find out what's going on with this. So guys, probed the ground and the power up there, and you can see the headlight bulb lights. There we got 10.32. I'm going to disconnect this because it's going to get really hot, and it's going to start melting my leads. Because I know some of you guys always complain about me not like measuring the voltage. But now if we measure the voltage now, you'll see we're at 12.24 without the headlight bulb on there. So this TCM should be awake right now. I gotta check one more ground, and if that ground's good, then we can look at the CAN network, make sure the CAN looks good up to there. And if it does, then it's the TCM that's the issue. Guys, I think I have an open terminating resistor on here. Look at this waveform. see if we can zoom out. So if we zoom in on this, you can see how have these like funky spikes going on in the front here. That's all like wavy. So I think we might have an open terminating resistor. I'm gonna disconnect the battery and we'll check the resistance at the DLC. Just wonder if that's our case. Okay guys, so we don't have an open. We're at 61.5 ohms, so that's pretty good. 120 would be missing a terminating resistor. So maybe we just got bad TCM. So guys, watch this. We got scan data up too. We're in park, okay? Reverse. Reverse is fine. Come down to second. Second's fine. Third. And you can see it all working on here. You go up to reverse or park. Either one. So you can keep doing this. And as long as you skip drive, it'll never act up. But if we put in drive, there it goes. No comm. It is just drive. It has to be a TCM issue. I went through here trying to find it, see, because now we won't be able to communicate with it again. Has to be a bad TCM. Let's go look at our scope capture real quick. See what our scope capture looks like. What I'm curious about is if we can, yeah, there's our scope capture, still all wavy. What I'm curious about is if I can unplug the TCM and plug it back in while it's acting up and see if it'll still do it. So I'm going to try that real quick. Okay guys, so it's acting up still. Let me show you guys. Let's try to do something on here. Let's make sure it's still acting up. Okay, so it's still acting up. So I'm going to disconnect it real quick and then I'll plug it back in and we'll see if it starts working. Okay, so I lifted the connector up. Let's see. Let's make sure that it's disconnected. There we go. So now we'll reconnect it. And we'll see if we get communication. Let's see. Yeah, that's a bad TCM, guys. Has to be. That, or we got a bad pin fitment. I can check the pin fitment real quick. Make sure it's not a pin fitment issue. But I doubt it. Because that connector I don't think moved much when you put in drive or reverse. I'll check it real quick. So guys, I just noticed something too. When you put this in, like you can put it in drive, like, well, let's say drive there. It doesn't act up when we have the car off. So when we have the car off, we can go through all the gears fine, no issue. So I'm gonna check the charging system. Maybe this might be like an alternator. So guys, there's only, from what I found out, two other things that could cause this. Oh, well, there's a big issue with these, I guess, where it would put coolant in the transmission fluid, which may have happened. But, and it takes out the transmission control module, but what I heard is the park neutral position switch could have like a short in it for drive, and then it will take the TCM offline, but we don't have that. And I did an AC ripple test. Right here, this is what we got. Let's see. Our ripple was 273 millivolts, so that shouldn't cause an issue. I think Nissan's also used the speed sensor as an AC, like it's an AC waveform, and some of them had issues where it would say you were moving when you had ripple. But I don't see that being the issue, and we're charging at 41.5 amps, so I don't think that's an issue. I think we just got a bad like transmission control module, and that's internal. Like everything that could cause this problem is internal. So yeah, he's gonna have to get a new transmission, and we'll leave it at that. I'll let you guys know what happens when they get a new one, or where they go with this vehicle. See you later. So guys, we're back with the Nissan Pathfinder. Got Dorman out here. We're prototyping, well, we're testing a new module. And look at this setup. We're in the back of a tow truck. Got jack stands underneath here. Doing it out here in the ground. Right here we got it all dropped down. It's pretty interesting. So guys, we got the new module in. Everything seems to be working. We can go through drive 3, 2, and everything seems to work. I'm gonna take it for a test drive real quick. Hey guys, I just wanted to add, I got a capture here of after we replaced the transmission control module. Now it doesn't seem as noisy. I didn't save the captures from before. Just what we saw on video is all I have. But it's been a couple weeks since we replaced the module. Seems to be working good. Dorman actually sent out one of their engineers so we could try this module because it's like a redesign of one. So it was pretty interesting how we did it because we did it literally, as you saw in the photos, in the back of a tow truck, like using the tow truck to lift it up, and we did it right there in the parking lot at this other shop's place. So it's pretty interesting. So I didn't record like the whole thing because there's a lot going on that day. But here's the capture I got from the DLC. You can see there's a lot less noise in here. But when one of the modules talks, there's some noise. I don't know what that glitch is right there, but you can see there's a lot less noise. Like there's a couple spots in here. So I don't know what was causing that. But this one's kind of wavy here. Everything's communicating, so they were driving around, we drove it, everything's fine, shift's fine, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Like you can see there's no other code. The only code that it sets is the starter circuit code, which it had before we even replaced this. Let's zoom out a little bit. But you can see everything's just communicating like perfectly. I don't see any like shorts or anything. So now some people might call this like a bad waveform, but I've seen ones that were a lot worse, especially on GMs. GMs, you can get a lot of noise in them. So I'm not chasing the issue because it's not causing an issue, and it's not the problem that they were complaining about. So hopefully you guys like it. I'll update you guys if anything else changes. See you later.